Good morning. Welcome back. Morning, Joey. Show 2. Yesterday was great. Yesterday was so much fun. Thanks again for being there. March 2nd, 2021. It's a beautiful day in downtown Indianapolis. A little bit chilly. Had Happy Boy out there earlier this morning, and he was shaking. He didn't want to go out, so we brought him back in, but it is sunny, and that's all that matters. The Midwest folks know, even if it's 20 degrees, if it's sunny, throw a jersey on me. Let's go have some brews and let's have a day. March 2nd, 2021. We got a great show today after the first show yesterday. Yesterday we had Chris Ballard. That's all up there on the channel. Obviously, you can check that out. Chris Ballard was great. A lot of info, a lot of fun. Great guy. Hates the terrible towels. Found that out. Found out that he's a Seinfeld guy. So check out that interview. That's fully up there as well. Today we got Kelly Keegs from Barstool Sports. She's going to be recapping the Women Tell All. Bachelor Nation last night went down with Matt James and everybody that Piper and Abigail. And yes, I watched The Bachelor. People who have a problem with me watching The Bachelor, a sports guy watching The Bachelor, it is what it is. It's fun. It's entertaining, just like anything else that we watch. I like it. It's good bonding with the wife. So we're going to talk about it, all right? This show, you're going to find out it's not just sports. It's not just impressions. It's not any of that. We're going to have fun. We're going to talk about a whole bunch of different things. We're going to talk about culture, right? We're going to talk about pop culture. We're going to talk about it all right? So today we got a full show. Kelly Keegs. Guys I hate at the gym. I want to hear your feedback about that. I had a bad experience yesterday with one. I'll get more into that. We got a triple shot as well, per usual. Be sure to subscribe, like the video, share it, all of that good stuff. Check this out. I figured this out this morning. Subscribe below. Link to Cup of Joey merch in description. We're official. Yesterday, I didn't really know what I was doing. Today, still don't really know what I'm doing, but we're getting there. Progress, baby steps, just like in What About Bob? Classic movie, but I'm not going to be the movie guy. If you had to pick a wild zoo animal and to be a pet, what would it be? Lion's too easy of a choice. I don't know. I'd probably be a walrus because they're really big, and I think they got a pretty big dong, and they just lay around. So probably a walrus. You know, they're pretty fun. But subscribe below. Link to Cup of Joey merch is in the description, and then also Indy. It's March, right? I'm wearing my Purdue gear today. Got a big game coming up tonight at Mackey against Wisconsin. Ranked matchup, 9 o'clock. Can't wait. Got to support the Boilers. But it's March, and March Madness is coming here, so check this out. We got this historic Indy Insanity March Madness gear in the Barstool Sports Store right now. I want you to check it out. Whole collection. You got a long sleeve. You got a crew neck. You got a short sleeve regular shirt. You got a hoodie. Hoops Heaven 317 right there. The regular Indy Insanity tee. The hoodie, the crew neck. Look at this. I mean, that's the net says Indy Insanity 2021. Are you kidding me? That's amazing. Has all the different locations. Well, we're missing one. We're missing the Pepsi Coliseum, but it's got Hinkle, Mackey, Lucas Oil, Banker's Life, Simon Scott down there in Bloomington. So it's got it all. So be sure, go to the Barstool Sports Store. The link is in the description. Be a part of history. This is huge. March Madness all in one spot. For the first time, I think, ever. I mean, at least, since our grandparents have been alive, I feel like. All in one spot. The best spot for it to be. Get that merch right now. Thanks, Tyler. I appreciate that a lot. So let's get into it, man. We got Kelly Keegs coming up, like I said. Very excited about that. But yesterday, right after the show was over, it was like an hour after the show was over, and J.J. Watt just drops the news that he's signing with the Cardinals. He did it in a very J.J. Watt way. Source, me. He's very good with social media. I got to tip the cap to him there. He had the Arizona Cardinals shirt on, and I thought it was perfect because, JJ, he's such a hard-nosed guy, right? He couldn't have had him, just wearing the hat or anything like that. He was, in the middle of a squat rep, of course, definitely listening to Remember the Name by Fort Minor, and with the meanest growl on, he was modeling for Nike. I think he's with Under Armour. I don't remember. Under Armour, Nike, he's modeling for one of those, and very J.J. Watt way. 2-year, $31 million deal to go to the Cardinals, and they were not even on the radar. They were not on the betting odds. Everybody talked about, obviously, Pittsburgh, Cleveland, Green Bay being his hometown. And I told you all along, I had a lot of people ask me from the start when J.J. Watt asked for his release, oh, is JJ going to come to Steelers? Is he going to be a Steeler? Are we going to see him be a Steeler? I said, yeah, that would be great, but I really don't think that it was going to happen. I never did. The Steelers have no money to spend. And when you're looking at his options of having a team that is likely to be up for a Super Bowl, contention and money, honestly, the Steelers weren't high on that list. That's just being real. I'm the biggest Steelers fan ever. I got, I sit with this Chuck Noll helmet on my desk every single day. I have a tattoo for him, for God's sake. But it just never made sense. Yes, his brothers are there, and that would have been great. It would have been, so much fun to watch, and CBS would have been licking their chops because they could have just, show their parents on a split screen for every damn game. And it would have been great, but I never saw it happening for those reasons. And I think everybody was surprised that he went to Arizona. I mean, yes, Kyler Murray is electric. Yes, DeAndre Hopkins is there. Yes, Cliff Kingsbury is very hot. I met him at Brewyard, by the way. I met him at not Brewyard, at Yard House in Indy last February before the pandemic. Cliff Kingsbury, that is, not JJ Watt. And man, he's a handsome guy. Yeah, he's a handsome guy for sure. I thought he was going to take my lady. But you look at 2 years, $31 million, $25 million guaranteed. Obviously, that's a lot of money. Does Arizona give him the best shot to win a trophy? I don't think so. I feel like a lot of other people don't think so. So I don't know. I mean, you look at Green Bay being the hometown with Aaron Rodgers, the team he rooted for growing up. They've been in the NFC Championship, I feel like, the last 5 years. They're one step away. They're right there every year. Nope. Cleveland, much as I hate to admit it, very good team, right? Very solid team that's been put together. Kicked my Steelers' ass in the playoffs last year. Maybe they're a couple pieces away there. Him and Myles Garrett, that would have been dangerous. They could have offered him more money. And that's what John this is so bad of me. John Gambadaro from 98.7 FM in Phoenix, that's their afternoon drive sports talk show host there in Phoenix. He tweeted yesterday that apparently the Colts and the Browns offered more money to JJ than the Cardinals did. Interesting, because you think that if things work out with Carson Wentz and Frank Reich, and then like I just said about the Browns, both of those teams are probably closer to a Lombardi trophy than the Cardinals are, and it's more money. So I don't know. Is JJ setting up for retirement? Does he just really like the Arizona environment and the weather? I mean, it's tough to beat. I get that. The dry heat. It's not humidity. It's the dry heat like everybody talks about. How annoying is that? Jeez. Everybody who talks about going out west or out to the southwest, well, it's a dry heat. It's hot, but it's a dry heat. It's not muggy like Indy. It's a dry heat. It's still hot, 105 degrees. Still very hot. So I don't know. I found it to be very interesting. I really had to do like a triple take on the tweet when he posted it out there and said, source me. And I thought it was just a joke because the Peloton stuff had happened like during the show yesterday. So I didn't really know what was going on. Then I was like, oh, God, he's actually signing with the Arizona Cardinals? Weird. I mean, Schefter he pointed it out that, you have Emmitt Smith. That was my first thing that came to my mind. Emmitt Smith signing there in his latter days. Kurt Warner, but he obviously had a lot of success in the tail end there. A few guys that have done that down there in Arizona. Sorry, my freaking cat litter machine's going off right now. It's like the Death Star, and it's great, but it takes 7 minutes to reload. Let's see what people are saying. Any word capacity of the stadiums? Austin and Charlie, I don't know. I don't know what that's going to be. I saw that not in the pro level, but in the college level, that Alabama is figuring to have a lot of people, the full stadium. So Coach Saban's not having it. He's ready to get that thing going and have the full stadium down there. Might be a video of that coming soon. You never know. Check this out, though. I want to show this real quick before I get back into JJ Watt. Look at that. I'm figuring all this shit out, man. I'm a StreamYard expert. Kelly Keegs, 9:30. This is like Sports Center down there. The lower ticker. I love it. But yeah, with JJ Watt, I mean, look, I'm happy for JJ Watt. I'm a fan of JJ Watt. I consider myself internet buddies with JJ Watt. He was, nobody knows this, and you're going to know it now, but nobody knows this besides my family, but I actually reached out to him over the summer. It was my mom's birthday. My mom, like so many other moms, is a huge JJ Watt and Watt family fan. And I just said, hey, JJ, taking a shot here, but my mom, her birthday's coming up. She's a huge fan of yours. Maybe you could send her a little video. And he was kind enough to be like, yeah, man, absolutely. I'd love to. So that's just the kind of guy JJ Watt is. I don't buy into the, people say that he knows where the camera is and he's fake. Well, it's different because the camera's always on him. It's not that he knows where the camera is. The camera or a camera or multiple cameras are always on him. So we sent over a little 30-second video and, wishing my mom well and a happy birthday. So I'll always be indebted to that. He's a good dude. The Watts are good dudes. I really think like that is JJ Watt is who my mom wanted me to be. Like I think JJ Watt and TJ Watt and even Derek Watt, I know he gets, the shaft a lot of times. But they're who my mom and a lot of other moms wanted their sons to be. Like they're the ideal son, and so I feel like my mom kind of lives vicariously. She's happy for me and she likes me, okay. But with JJ, he's blonde, he's got blue eyes. He kind of fills that void. You know what I mean? She kind of lives vicariously through JJ. Wishing that. Wishing that he was her son. No, I'm just messing with my mom's not like that. Maybe she is. She wears a TJ Watt pin every single Steelers game. Like a pin, like she's a high school mom, waving like the pom-poms and the cowbell for TJ. And it's just a headshot of TJ Watt. I think it says 90 on it. So she's in deep, man. She's in really deep. But I love the Watt brothers. I hate the cowbells at high school football games. I mean, if you went to a high school where moms and the people in the stands waved the cowbell, they all had the like bob cut and they all drove a white Escalade. And they all had tea and gossiped about what was going on. Yeah, Joey, I'm a big StreamYard guy. I don't know, man. The cowbell's got to go. Walken said it. He needs more cowbell. I think that needs to stay in the SNL skit. I don't think we need to have that at more high school football games. If you wave the cowbell, you're Brandon Walker. Shot at Brandon Walker there, Mississippi State. It's not as bad at college because it's this a bigger deal. But there's just one high school on the south side of where I'm from in Indy that just freaking religiously and notoriously is shaking those damn cowbells during the high school football game. It's like, guys, I am sitting directly below you. I do not need that in my ear right now. I don't know. I think that JJ might be setting up though for he's getting his bag, and that's great. I'm happy for him. I think he might be setting up though for his post NFL career. Obviously, I see like a TLC show for JJ. You know what I mean? Like down in Arizona, it's like debuting on TLC this fall. What happens? What happens when the Watt brothers aren't playing football? And then it's just like them messing around the pool or playing golf. And then it comes up and the main picture is JJ and it's a white background. It's what happens next? Only on TLC this fall. A lot of play on words that you could have there. What happens next? What do you mean? The game show on ABC. I like what happens next, because he's done with football. So he's just kind of like Shaq style, Shaq and Fool back in the day, where he's just kind of, doing all sorts of different things that he wouldn't normally do because he usually would be playing football, like being the officiant at a wedding and shit. What happens next on TLC? Oh shit! So good for JJ Watt. He signed with the Cardinals. 2-year, $31 million deal. Got that speculation over with. No more. Thank God he didn't sign with the Browns. I mean, if he would have signed with the Browns, I would have really questioned our internet friendship and my fandom of JJ Watt. I couldn't have handled that. I couldn't. But hey, we talked about yesterday. Let's shift gears to this, like the herd says. We talked about yesterday, mock draft. It's March, April. Next month is when the draft actually happens. And, man, draft talk is just getting wild, dude. It is getting really, really crazy. Every year you have the things that are kind of hyped up and overhyped, right? You know, whether it be the receiver that's really, really good or the tight end like Kyle Pitts that, runs a 4.4 flat and everybody loses their mind, or I mean, of course, the quarterback talk every year is going to be wild. But my guy, Mel Kiper Jr., yesterday in an interview said, hate to say it, but Mac Jones has a little Brady in him. Huh. This is getting wild. This is that time of the year where we're like, all right, we really need to bump these ratings up. Those are rookie numbers for ratings. Let's throw some Brady comparisons in there. I kind of see that's like what the producer says backstage. Mel, I like this from what you're saying about Mac Jones, but can we throw a little Tom Brady in there? Maybe Peyton Manning? Huh? Trey Lance, Justin Fields, automatically like Cam Newton. Zach Wilson, leadership issues, already seen that. I mean, it's just every year it happens, Mel. Oh, yeah, sure, I could do that. I could throw in a little Tom Brady. He's a GOAT, I can. Yeah, I like him. Mac Jones at Alabama. A little impression for you there. I don't know. I like Mac Jones. Devontae Smith came out and apparently said Mac Jones over Tua. And people are thinking that Devontae Smith could go to Miami at number 3. So I don't know what's going to happen there. But is Mac Jones going to be the guy like Aaron Rodgers-esque that slides and doesn't get taken until the 20s because he's, maybe not as athletic as the other guys in the quarterback class? Or is he going to be one of the dudes that starts getting the hyped up Brady talk about him? And all of a sudden, number 12, somebody's like, yeah, we're going to take Mac Jones, and then Kiper's gone, yeah, I said it all along, Mac Jones could go to the top 10, very good prospect, very big, very strong. A little bit there. Steelers need another Maction QB. I don't know, Thomas. Who would that be? I guess the closest thing would be Trey Lance. He's not Maction, but he's, he's FCS with North Dakota State. So, yeah, I mean, if the Steelers are able to get a quarterback, I don't want a project quarterback. All right, if you're gonna get a guy, get a guy. This 3rd round, 4th round stuff, you're drafting a meeting room guy. That's it. Drafting a meeting room guy if you're picking somebody in the 3rd round, late 2nd round, 4th round. Like, everybody thinks they're going to get the Dak. Everybody thinks they're going to get the Brady. But, God love them. In reality, you're just getting another Josh Dobbs. Like, just, if somebody's there at 24, fine. You like them, take them. If you want to trade up and go for it. I don't care. I hate the, we like this guy. We're going to see what can happen. No. Just go. Do it. Maybe it's Mac Jones. I don't know. A little bit of trending Tuesday before we get into worst guys at the gym. Apparently, there's going to be a space hotel that's operational by 2027. I don't know. I feel like that might be a little bit of a reach. 2027. So it's 2020. So 6 years ago was 2015. Okay, and that feels like 2 weeks ago. And so 6 years from now, we're going to be taking a vacation to space. Yeah. Color me skeptical about that one. I wouldn't do it anyways. My anxiety is so bad that if I got strapped into a rocket ship, I would pass out before it even got the countdown. 10. See ya. I guess that might be the best way to do it, though, because then I wouldn't know what the hell was going on. And my cat just fell inside the closet. Cats just have no regard, dude. Yeah, I don't think I don't know. I don't think I would take them up on that. Like this stuff where they're like sending civilians up there on Elon Musk or whatever. Apparently they're doing that. No thanks. I'm good. I'll fly, but other than that, I like seeing the blue skies. I don't need to see the stars and everything. The only way I would do that is if the Millennium Falcon became to be a real thing. You know, I'm so jealous of how Star Wars. You don't have to. It's not a big ordeal. You're just like getting on the interstate. Essentially, it's a space interstate. You don't have to do the whole helmet and the strap and the big launch and the 50 million tons of fire and explosion underneath you going up in. No, you just hop on into the Falcon, take off. My dog probably just pissed out there. That's what that noise was. It's getting cleaned up. Operational by 2027. Let's see a little bit more details here from the New York Post. An out-of-this-world hotel. It's just a few years away from becoming a reality. I love when people do that shit, right? Local news. Well, Gene, an out-of-this-world hotel. This decade will see the start of completion of construction on humanity's first ever hotel in outer space, according to Orbital Assembly. The 3-year-old company plans to begin building Voyager Station in low Earth orbit in 2025 and believes its interstellar resort may be operational as soon as 2020. See, I don't like the phrase operational. I'm too big of a Star Wars fan. That thing's operational. Death Star, ring a bell, anybody? Glenn, Rondell Moore, first-round talent. Yeah, I think so. Late. I mean, from what you saw in his first, his freshman year, he's All-American as a true freshman. And I saw the guy's first ever game at Purdue against Northwestern on a Thursday night, prime time. He had like over 200 total yards of action and What the hell am I talking about? He had like over 200 yards of all-purpose yards and 2 touchdowns. I mean, he's just a stud, So if he could stay healthy, absolutely, man, he'd be a freaking. It'll be a problem. It'll be a big problem. DCPRE says getting the Falcon and do the Kessel run. Yeah, I mean, if we're talking that, absolutely, I'd love to. But we're not talking that. We're talking a lot of things that can go wrong, and in my head probably likely will, knowing my luck. Look at that. Kelly Keegs, 9:30. All right, let's before she gets in there, let's get to some worst guys at the gym. So I was at the gym yesterday. Because everybody always making fun of my chubby face and everything. And I was at the gym doing my stuff. And this is tough because where I live, it's not a gym. It's just like a workout room. So, if this guy follows me and checks us out, definitely going to know who I'm talking about. But I was in there yesterday, and I have my headphones on, right? I have headphones that cover my ears. Like, they're not the little buds. They cover my ears because I don't like when they fall out and everything. Like, I like to have them over the top of my head. It's more secure. And I'm doing my lifting and everything like that. And this guy is like, he's not even lifting a whole lot of weights. He's lifting like 20 or 25 pounders. And he's literally doing that. Like, dude, I have headphones on. And I can hear you through them. This is not professional tennis, man. We're not at Wimbledon. Like, are you Djokovic? Like, is this Federer versus Djokovic? What the hell is going on here? So it just got me. I mean, it's not that big of it. I know, like, if you're, you got the resistance and everything happening. Like, sometimes you have to let out like a little, like that's fine. But when you get to come on, dude. So that got me thinking. You got that guy, dude huffing and puffing at the gym like yesterday. What about the cutoff shirt that has a nipple showing guy? Hey, is this 2010? Hey, are you want me to see your nipples? What's the deal here? I guess I don't see that as much anymore, thank God. But it was a big thing back in the day. The ones that would like come right here, and you had the whole opening down the sides, each one of the sides. I don't know. It screams douche to me. Got Kelly Keegs coming up, Bachelor recap in about 5 minutes. Let's see if she hit me up. Maybe she's not in the queue. I don't know. Nope. She seems good. Anyways, so you got the cutoff shirt nipple guy. What about the people who take their shoes off? And I know people are going to say, well, it's easier to do squats that way. You're still in the gym in a public place taking your shoes off when you've been sweating. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants to see that. Nobody wants to be around it. Nobody wants to smell that. I can't be doing my workout lifting and I look over and I see your yellow stained white socks because you want to squat. I'm not for that. I don't buy into that logic of squatting. Some people do, not me. I don't like that. Of course, you have the guy who hits on the girls. That's a weird thing. I would rather, I'm married, so this isn't a thing. But I would rather, looking back, meet 100%. I'd rather meet someone at a bar than at the gym. There's just not an easy transition at the gym. Like the bar, you're going there to be social. You're going there to meet people. At the gym, you're trying to get your work done. Like, not a whole lot of openings there, natural openings to just slide in and be like, hey, you want to go get some food? You want to get some noodles? You want to, I know you're trying to be healthy, but maybe like get some ice cream after this? I don't know. I just like, hey, it always like you just tell a lot of these are the same guy, honestly. Like the dude with the nipples showing, the guy who takes his shoes off, and the guy who hits on the girl, pretty much all the same guy at the gym, if we're being honest. Or the ask me to film guy. Got Kelly Keegs in here. Socks on your own mat is okay. I don't know. See, I agree, Joey. You're a psychopath if you take your shoes off to lift. Thomas, worst guy at the gym is anyone who sings out loud to whatever they're listening to while they work out. Now, that's some psychopath shit. That is some stuff that you just straight up do not care about anybody, what they're thinking at all. Because if you're just belting it out, you got some probs. I don't know, John. Socks on your own mat, that's still not... But then it's somebody... I mean, I guess if you're bringing it, sure, that's one thing. But, like, still, people are like... You got to be around it, and you're looking, and you're sweating, and you got your feet out. That's just not for me. That's not for me. All right, I got Kelly Keegs in here. We're going to add her to the stream. Kelly!
Hello!
What's up?
Good morning, good morning. What's happening?
Thanks for getting up with me. I appreciate it.
It's weird. I usually, this is like when I kind of get up normally, maybe like 10-ish. So this is feels like an early morning for me.
Yeah, I know. It's been an adjustment, for me too a little bit. I just got that puppy, so he's been keeping me.
Oh my God, what an angel.
It's not that bad. But yeah, I appreciate it. Okay. Kelly Keegs, obviously Barstool Sports, because we got High Pod, Bachelor, Cutting Stems, After Show, all these things are on Surviving Barstool. What did we think of the Women Tell All? General thoughts. Let's start it out. What do we think?
General thoughts, and I think that we said this like a million times last night. The whole situation was entirely too long, like a full hour too long, and it was pretty boring, to be honest. And I think that sometimes the Women Tell All gets boring like that, and they usually have something to bail it out, like a good surprise, or they'll announce the Bachelorette, or they'll do something crazy. But this time around, they did nothing crazy because Bachelor universe is just on fire right now. Like the whole thing is a nightmare. So it was lackluster, I would say.
Do you think who do you think is going to be the Bachelorette? Because you said that they usually announce that. Do you think it's going to be Katie? Who do we think?
So we were thinking it would be Katie. Now we don't think that at all. We're like, she definitely gave like sort of her audition. I feel like whenever the Women Tell All or whenever the Women Tell All happens, all these women come on and they start like showboating a little bit. Like they either want to like be considered as the Bachelorette. They want to be considered for Bachelor in Paradise, which is the summertime version where they just go to Mexico for 2 weeks. And they just want to do whatever they need to like stay relevant or like stay on the franchise. And so normally Women Tell All is like a pretty buck situation. Like they're usually drunk and it's kind of crazy. Yeah. But this time it was just so lame. And there were two girls, Katie and Abigail, both sat on like the couch with Chris Harrison and kind of were given that Bachelorette treatment, like asking, so where are you now? Or how do you feel now? Which is a typical question that would be asked for that, kind of queuing them up to give the answer. Like, I'm ready to find my person. I'm ready to fall in love, to the point where Katie literally said that. She was like, I just haven't found my person yet. Like Katie's response to the question of like, how are you doing? And her thoughts on Matt, James, the Bachelor in general, were almost as if they were pre-planned and queued up to be the Bachelorette. But I feel like we know at this point it can't be her. Like it has to be something a little bit different, because she's just, to be fair, like, this random girl. So I feel like it has to be different.
They kind of ganged up. They were bullying Katie at the beginning last night a little bit.
I was very surprised by that. They have never. So Katie has been on the show. She's 30, so she's a little bit older than all the other girls. She's like less down for drama. She just wanted to kind of get through the situation, and so she kind of came across as a snitch a little bit. I'll be honest. Like I love her to death, but she was definitely a snitch a little bit, and she was telling Matt James, the Bachelor, that that was like there was drama in the house, and it seemed, based on how the other girls like confronted her about that last night, it seemed as if Katie like blew it out of proportion or something. They were all like just claws in immediately, and they had not been like that the whole time. So I'm very, very curious to know what happened like behind the scenes.
What do you say to mostly guys, but mostly guys who like to bitch about and say, complain about people who watch The Bachelor? Like for me, for example, like there's a lot of people, who follow me on Twitter that are just like, bro, Bachelor, seriously? Like, why are you not watching college basketball? Like, what do you say to people who have a problem with the Bachelorette series and guys specifically who watch it?
I think that they are missing out. They're closed-minded, missing out on something fun. It's supposed to be a fun situation. My favorite thing always is when I'm tweeting about something, or I let myself fall into the story. I'll be like, oh, they're making out is so cute or something. And people will be like, it's fake, right? It's like, well, do you watch wrestling? Like, that's fake. Like, that's the kind of stuff. Like, it's entertainment. It's supposed to be like that. The whole point of this show is for to be as much mayhem as possible. And that's what's so fun about it. And I had somebody tweet at me this morning, like, and this is the most common thing that guys always say, if anything, like, use our commentary to pick up girls. Like, just throw out some facts and girls will be like, oh my God, you watch The Bachelor? Like, you think you won't suddenly fall into like a 30-minute conversation with a girl on The Bachelor? Every girl is like wanting to have her thoughts heard, especially on The Bachelor. So it's just you're missing out on like, free pickup lines if you don't pay attention.
Exactly. No, that's a really great point. Because like if you can hold your own in that territory, it's just like reverse in a more like traditional sense or whatever. Like if a girl can all of a sudden drop and be like, oh yeah, I don't think that the Steelers should draft him in the first round, you're like, whoa, right. What's going on here? Like
that's my thing. Like I learned just enough about like some things just so I can like talk about them. Why would you not do that with The Bachelor? I don't get it. Do you follow sports at all, or what's your? No, not really. I know enough. Like again, I listen to some of the like podcasts on Barstool, and I also listen to, if there's like a big live situation, I'll pay attention. But no, I'm not well versed.
Gotcha. We need to talk about Queen Victoria. I need to. You wrote that. I believe you wrote this when she was still on the show. Somehow lasted longer than a week. That you come to the agreement in your own head that Victoria is a paid actress on the show. Is that what we still think, or is she just completely the most narcissistic, insane person ever?
I am sticking with my original theory that she's a paid person to be on the show, because last night they barely showed her. They talked to her a little bit at the beginning.
Yeah.
It was like 10 minutes of time, like not even 10 minutes of time. I want it to be clear that almost all of the drama on this entire season was caused by her. Like it just almost all of it. So the entire show probably should have been about her. But because in my mind, all of this drama was like so fabricated that they didn't want to revisit it all because people would catch on to the fact of how fake it was. Like it was just really, really insane.
The point that got me to where I was like, okay, she definitely, I'm agreeing with Kelly. I think she is definitely a paid actress, is when she had caused all of that drama and done all the things that she had done since she's been there. And in her like little monologue side piece, she was just like, I literally haven't done anything. I don't know why these people are being like this to me. I'm like, it was one of those things where I was literally like, you are insane. Like this cannot be real.
Right. Like I feel like she was too detached from it. Like if at least she had been behind the scenes being like, oh, these girls are sensitive, or oh, these girls are soft, whatever. Maybe I would think that she was just like in it for the game, like in it to be a villain, which I respect. I love a villain. I'm a big fan of villains. I think they're so entertaining. But she just seemed so, the minute she would get called out for like being a total bitch, she would like backtrack and be like, what do you mean? And play the victim all of a sudden. And it was like, what do you mean? You just snatched a crown off another girl's head. Like, what are you talking about?
Calling other girls like trash stuff, like to their face. That was like, oh, she took the trash out. I was like, this is you're too much.
Just too much. Right. Everything was like one step too much. And it was like, this isn't going to get anybody on your side. It's going to make people hate you. And the craziest part is mid-season, before she was even voted off, they had her, or maybe it might have been the same week, they had her on Good Morning America, which I think is why I ended up writing that blog, because she went on Good Morning America and they were asking her questions, basically giving her the chance to like prove that she's a human being and not just a paid actress. And she continued to just like be a paid actress. Like she was just like, I don't know, like the show is great. Like who knows? And she just, it's so bizarre. Yeah. And it's just the only excuse I can think of for that kind of behavior.
Does Matt James, and for those who don't know somehow, but Matt James is the Bachelor. Does Matt James have the fakest laugh you've ever heard?
I think yes, but Rhea and Fran are they like have met him more than I have, and they know, or they say that that's like just the way he laughs. And I'm like, is it really though? Because it just seems like such a guffaw every single time.
Every time.
It's like I don't know. I don't know if that's like he doesn't like chuckle at all. He just like, ha ha ha. And then it's like, all right, Santa Claus, I'll catch you later. Like, it's so strange. But the girl said that really is him.
I mean, it's a good laugh. Like it's a solid laugh.
Yeah.
It's not annoying, but it almost becomes annoying because I'm like, bro, that's like so default fake, you know? Like,
right. Like it's so clear when you're defaulting to a fake laugh. What do you think about the whole thing? Them like ragging on him all day long for kissing with his eyes open.
That was pointed out. So me and my buddy and his girl and my wife, we had like Bachelor Mondays for the first 4 or 5 weeks. And that was one of the things every time we had like a counter. It was like, you know, your guys, I think it might've been in your drinking game, but yeah. And it was like, so every time we're just like the eyes, like we pointed out every single time. And once you notice it the first time, you can't unnotice it.
You really can't.
The only thing that you see.
You really can't. And I actually think that I, unfortunately, in recognizing Matt James kissing with his eyes open, I think I might kiss with my eyes open. Like it's been a while. I'm not quite sure. I'm going to have to pay attention next time, but I didn't see any. I was like, oh, what are people like making fun of him for? Like for the first couple weeks, I was like, what's happening here? And then I was talking to everybody else and we were like, I might do like a 50-50 kiss with my eyes open situation. So I steer clear. I'm not making fun of Matt James for that. We're not going to kiss with our eyes shames here. Shame with our kisses with our eyes, whatever. We're not doing that here.
But I think what it was for me is like, he just needed to pick. Like if he was going to go eyes open, just go eyes open.
Yeah.
But like he had it to where it was just enough to you're like, close them. They're right there.
Yeah, it looks creepy. It's almost like he's got like relaxed eyes. You know, when you do, I was thinking about those like those books where they look like optical illusions and you unfocus your eyes to look at them. Yeah. That is kind of like what Matt James is doing. He's like unfocusing his eyes while making out. And so his eyes, he just looks like they're rolling around in his head. It's weird. It's weird to see on TV. That's for sure.
That's a good one. That's fair. I think my favorite line of the night last night was during a one of the most it wasn't even that heated, honestly. Like you said, it was kind of boring overall, but one of the most contentious, like what everybody was waiting for, I feel like, between Anna and Brittany, right? Brittany, where you had the rumor that was spread. Brittany's up on the hot seat with Chris, and they're going back and forth. Anna and Brittany are a little bit, and in explaining herself, Anna somehow says the line, "Chicago is a small town."
I have, like, the more I keep thinking about this apology from Anna. So for those that don't know, Anna was one of the girls there. She's from Chicago, and another girl, Brittany, like came on late, and Anna, upon seeing her, was like, "I know that girl. She's from Chicago. I heard she's an escort," and told everyone she's an escort. And then for, I would say 3 weeks or so, the previews leading up to the show were that this girl is an escort and Anna was about to expose her. Yeah, and first of all, like, for what reason? Why are we, what does it matter? 1, 2, what business is it of yours? Like, it just, right. It was so weird. And also, to be fair, ABC really did push that narrative. And then Anna, like, was, caught red-handed telling everyone she was an escort. It's crazy. And then at this Women Tell All, Chris Harrison has Brittany on the hot seat, the escort, quote unquote, to be like, how did that make you feel? She was like, it made me feel fucking terrible. Like, I had to talk to my mom afterwards. I'm so embarrassed. Like, it's horrible, horrible, horrible. And Anna it's been, let's see, 3 months, maybe 4 since they stopped filming. Anna didn't reach out to her one time, didn't say anything online, didn't say anything publicly, and waited until that moment to say sorry. But in saying sorry, she just said, like, I don't know, Chicago's a small town.
Yeah.
So what do you, like, what the fuck is going on? Like, it made no sense. She was like not clear at all. She was so rude. I can't believe that she came to the table. She had like 4+ months to think of an apology or think of a big speech or some sort of something to show any remorse. And she came up with that. So I hate Anna forever. She's dead to me.
Just the third biggest city in the United States and one of the biggest worlds in the world. But rumors get around. It's a small town. It's like it's like my
rumors get around. Like, what are you talking about? Rumors get around. Like, ugh.
And for also, I think this is, I've seen it enough on like Instagram and TikTok and people making fun of it. For the people who don't follow The Bachelor, like we do this season, Anna is the clip we're talking about. She's the girl that did Sarah said the teeth girl.
Her teeth are probably nuts. Just full exposed teeth at all times. Like, you just got to have full exposed teeth. And if you notice, people were tweeting this last night that they thought that she was like minimizing that, because Women Tell All is filmed after the show is filmed, and also after about like half of it airs, or like almost all of it airs. So these women see the internet response to them, and they also see themselves on screen. So usually Women Tell All, they're all like a little uncomfortable with themselves, like more than people. And she seemed uncomfortable with herself. But you know what? She deserves to be uncomfortable with herself on TV, because she made this girl uncomfortable probably forever. She said, the girl Brittany, she said that every time you Google her name, the first like 20 results are like Bachelor, like escort, Brittany, question mark. Fucked up.
Yeah.
Whatever,
Yeah, but that teeth clip is definitely one that'll keep on giving, I think, and Bachelor lore. What are your thoughts on what are your thoughts on Kit? I was a big fan of Kit. I know she's a baby. She's 21. She's young. But I feel like you guys talked about it. She played the game really well. She's always going to be an influencer now. And she just knew when to get her sound bites in. Like, I feel like I didn't hear from Kit at all until she was just like, I never want to see your face again, you bitch. And then like that would get in like the promo, and you're like, whoa.
That you're absolutely right. And I at first did not like Kit at all. I was very out on her. I thought she was like a little obnoxious because they were kind of painting her to be this like brat from New York City with like a famous like designer mom.
Yeah.
And it was strange. Like I didn't know why they were trying to do that to her. She didn't seem to be so bitchy. And then there were a couple of clips like that. Yeah, like get out, you bitch. Like that was it seems so out of context because she had never talked like that before. Did they like have her say that, or was she like being sarcastic and they caught it? That's usually what happens. But then I think you're right. I think she did a really good job of kind of staying like a little bit above the fray. Like she wasn't so entrenched in the drama, but enough to like stay relevant and also enough to like win back some of the people. Like she at first was arguing with Queen Victoria, who everybody hated by default. So I think she got some like that way, you know, some love. And I think that she did an okay job, like keeping us on the right side of like not hating her guts or not being overexposed, you know, like she ended up being okay. So I actually like her a lot more now than I did at the beginning.
Yeah, no, I feel you. Me and my buddy would joke about how she like she looks like what people are expected to look like in like 2050, like a futuristic person.
Yeah, she really does. She really, really does. She has a YouTube channel, which is a trip, by the way. If you ever like, go, yeah, I don't know exactly. It's a little bit of day in the life stuff, a little bit of like random vlogs, like whatever. But she's just chilling in her house, like being rich, I guess. Like she's not even doing it in like a look at me and all my shit kind of way. She's just like, oh, woke up today, like headed out to get Botox, like gonna go do this. And it's like rich people plans, you know, where I'm like, oh, okay. I understand your schedule. It's much different from mine, but
sure. You just live vicariously through Kit. That's completely. I'm still trying to figure out, did Matt have a conversation one-on-one with Serena C the entire time that she was there?
You know what? I don't know if they did. And if they did, they didn't show it. I don't think so. I think Serena C kind of got hosed on like screen time. I thought that she was kind of funny. Like she had
personality. Yeah, she was very,
she was like she was one of the like mean girls or whatever as well. But she still kind of like made me laugh. So I was surprised they didn't show her more. They showed a ton of her testimonials, which makes me think that she was one of the girls that like probably didn't have a good connection with Matt, but was good with the other girls. Sometimes they'll like keep around those bitches.
Yeah.
Stir some shit up. And I think that was her intention. But no, I don't think that I really saw her with Matt at all. So that is weird now that you pointed out.
It got to be like, I remember, and I didn't really have anything against her at all, but the episode when she was like one of the people, you know, it was a rose ceremony, and I was just like, dude, there's no way you can keep her around another week. Like you haven't talked, like what, you don't even know who this is. And so me and my buddies and my wife were joking about, I was just like, Serena C, it made no sense to me, but you know, she's sent home. So what do you now? So next week is the finale. Is it a 2-part finale?
No, next week is Fantasy Suites, which is probably like my favorite episode every season. Is my favorite. It's where it's usually top 3. Sometimes they squeeze in a 4th person, depends on like how the hometowns go. Where they have
like it because like the awkwardness, or why is it your favorite?
I love the awkwardness. I think it's so funny how they try to fabricate like a romantic situation when it's easily the most unromantic like situation ever. But they always do. Yeah, it's like 3 or 4 people, and it's the opportunity for the Bachelor or Bachelorette to stay overnight with the contestants without cameras. So normally it's just like a lot of implied sex, like all day. Like at the drinking game next week, we always do a drinking game every week with Owen's Mixers, and I'm definitely going to put on like every time they show a bird or a bee, like you have to drink, because every time that there's Fantasy Suites, they start showing like birds, they'll show bees, they do like very specific little cues to imply or to like kind of tell you that they had sex. And it's weird, but it's very funny.
Yeah, man, you're right. I'm new to Bachelor and Bachelorette. I watched Pilot Pete. I watched Claire and Tayshia. So now I'm into Matt, obviously. But it is the last few weeks are definitely interesting. Okay, who is Kelly Keegs' pick? Who do you think Matt is going to pop the question, or is he going to pop the question with all the drama and everything that's going on with this season?
I am not so sure he's going to propose. And even if he does propose, I'm not so sure if they'll show it. Like I am thinking the top three right now are Brie, Michelle, and Rachel. Rachel is the one with controversy surrounding her. And because she has so much controversy surrounding her and so much like support from ABC initially, I have to like think that she wins. There's no other reason why they would like back this girl so hard over like old resurfaced photos. And I just have a feeling that that means that she wins. And based on Matt coming out to Women Tell All last night with like a 12-inch beard, I'm not so sure that man is engaged. So I think that man is living single for a little while longer. So who knows?
Okay, so officially you think we're gonna go out this season with nothing?
I think that we would have ended the season with Rachel. I think now truly there will be nothing. I think there's too much damage to have been done. I think everybody's going to want to get the hell away from this season at the end of it.
Wow. All right.
Yeah.
Kelly Keegs, the source. All right. Tell people where they can follow you and everything like that for the after shows and all that good stuff.
Thank you. You can follow me on Twitter, just at Kelly Keegs, Instagram at Kelly.Keegs. And every Monday we do Cutting Stems at like 10:05-ish live on YouTube.
Yep. Don't miss it. Kelly, thanks so much. This was a lot of fun.
This was fun. This was fantastic. I'd love to come back.
Absolutely. You got it. All right. Bye-bye.
Talk to you later. Bye.
Kelly Keegs. There it is. Yeah, I mean, like she said, guys, if you're not in on The Bachelor, just give it a shot because you don't have to get caught up in the drama. It's just good to be in the know. Whether you're in a relationship, whether you're single, if you're in a relationship, it's called compromise. You watch The Bachelor, you get into that, then all of a sudden, maybe your lady's watching WandaVision with you or watching a game or whatever it is. That's compromise, baby. And then if you're single, like she said, what better way to all of a sudden drop that if you're out at a bar, being safe, socially distancing, or if you're, on a dating app and, can you believe what happened with Matt on Monday? Like instant conversation most of the time, right? I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Walker says, hot take, Bachelor in Paradise is the best of all of them. This is something that I'm new to. I've not gotten in with the Bachelor in Paradise or Bachelorette in Paradise, so I'm looking forward to that. Like I said, I've just seen Pilot Pete and Claire and Tayshia. Men like that ingrained in my head forever. And she's hers has money. I can't believe that got taken down on TikTok for people. Yeah, Keegs was awesome, man. So fun. Such a soothing voice. I know people talked about that a lot on Surviving Barstool. Soothing voice for sure, but a lot of fun. Glad she came on and recapped the Women Tell All. Pretty bold prediction, I'd say, from her. Going with that there's not going to be anything. There's not going to be a proposal. There's not going to be, Matt finding his love. He's just getting famous from this, and then he's rolling into the single life. So good for him. Good for Matt. The relationship show trade-off works extremely well. See, Joey, that's right there. You get it. Okay, so today we hit on JJ Watt. What happens next on TLC? What do you mean? What do you mean on ABC game show? I'm down for it. Mel Kiper Jr. compares Mac Jones to Brady a little bit. Apparently, there's going to be a space hotel operational by 2027. You just heard me and Kelly Keegs breaking it down and talking all things Bachelor. Tomorrow, we're going to have, I'm working on, I told you today we're going to have them. I think we're going to lock them up for this afternoon and then have them tomorrow. I won't break it just yet, but a guest lined up that I'm really excited about for tomorrow. And then also tomorrow, introducing with Doug's Coffee Break at 9:30 every Wednesday. Coach Doug's and I are going to have some sports cards, packs, boxes, and we're going to break them. And it's going to be a weekly thing. We're going to talk some sports cards, hopefully hit some good stuff. So for our sports card folks, you want to check that out. I know it's popping right now. I've gotten back into it this year. It's a lot of fun. So be with us for that tomorrow, 9:30, coffee break with Coach Doug's and myself. We'll be ripping some cards. And then hopefully that guest that I said, I won't tell you yet. I'm going to try to lock it, get into the vault, and then promo it for tomorrow. But yeah, show number 2 in the books. Subscribe below. Link to all of the Cup of Joey merch and the Indy Insanity merch is in the description below as well. So get you some of that. This is only $10. $10 mug. Come on. Who's saying no to that? You can't. All right, everybody have a great Tuesday and talk to you tomorrow live at